Hello from Toronto, Canada. This is EJ Hall, and I would like to present a walkthrough of my new mod, Honeyside, Queen of Thieves. It's a project built for a friend of mine who, being head of the Thieves Guild, wanted to have her home base in Riften, but despised the pokey shack that is the vanilla player home. So, let me take you through a walkthrough because there are a lot of features and I don't want you to miss any. All right, so the first thing you'll notice as you approach the mod from the outside is that Honeyside is much bigger. It looks more like a Thane's house, 2 stories tall. And looking over from the rift inside, you'll see a substantial porch. And this was one of the desired features. So entering the house, you'll notice, like the vanilla game, it is unfurnished. And to make it as immersive as possible, you'll go and purchase the various rooms from the steward. The first floor is much larger than the vanilla game, and it also has a second floor as well as a basement. Being a house that fully supports multiple adoptions, it has a substantial children's room. This can be used as a follower's room, if you so desire. And the master bedroom is separate and features a bathroom. So go to Miss Vale, as you would normally, and speak to Honoriel, and she'll ask you what you want to buy, and you buy the rooms just as you would any others.
Welcome to Mist Vale.
Instead of the enchanting in the children's room swapping, you'll have the children's room
What would you like to purchase?
and the follower's room. You need not choose. So, back in the house, many of the furnishings are in place. The kitchen is largely furnished. I want you to note here that the shutters work. The lights come on as you do it. There is custom storage for most foodstuffs. Cheese and vegetables. There's an ice box if you want to put your meat in there. There's sausages. The taps work, but of course, right? And then you look at the rest and you say, oh, okay, come over here. I've got, there's bread, there's honey. The butter churn works. All the fireplace is light. Now you look at it and say, well, yeah, but it's a bit plain. So if you come over to here where the rugs are, you can choose your rug color. And what's more is you can come over here to the tablecloths and pick your tablecloth. There we go. That'll be more festive. A little bit more, a little richer, eh? Now, but what about dinner? So you come over here and you have a large selection of dinner, lunch, and snacks. For tablecloth or bare table. This is about clipping. So make sure if you got a tablecloth, choose the meal with the tablecloth. And there you go. There's lunch is served. All right. And let me show you what a snack looks like. Who knows, you may always want to have something on the table. You can also clear the table. There you go. So we'll proceed to the basement first. There's a very large forging, crafting room, as well as the usual amenities. The great big fireplace actually works as a smelter, and the anvil is the forge. This will give you the Skyforge steel, because I know some mods require it. Enchanting rooms nearby, and so is alchemy. You don't have to choose. So they come together. There is this extra room here. You'll see what you put in it. It'll be Daedric storage. But enough of that for a second. let's go upstairs. The bedroom. Oh, first you have the office. The shelf decoration is all custom storage, dawn breaker and all this sort of thing. Bedroom, of course, light the fires. You can also light the lamps. This is not throughout the whole house, but in some areas. The bathroom is very functional. It's lots of good playthrough. Of course, turn on the taps. But turning on the taps also triggers the wash your face function, which is, you know, the race menu opener. I'm sure you're familiar with this. You can change your hair and your makeup and that kind of thing. You know, war paint, dirt. I think you should be able to change those things. The planters are functional, much like the Hearthfire homes. And there's a soap. We'll get to the soap later. You come here, of course, this is sort of thing, of course, it's the commode. I think that's self-explanatory. Sit if you like. But this is the bath. Good for taking screenshots. The towel will get you all undressed. And you're able to go, sit down, have a soak, enjoy the fantasy many of us wish we had of a gorgeous soaker tub. Oh yes. So the children's room requires quite a bit more explanation. And this is partly why I made the walkthrough. So the initial buy from the steward will give you the first 2 vanilla beds. But if you want more, you have to use the crafting bench that comes in the house. That will be revealed when you buy the great room. It's part of the great room furniture. And it's this thing down here. It looks like a desk. So you go to the desk and you'll find many things that you can build to, you know, upgrade the house. Let's choose enhance the children's room. Okay, so back up the stairs super quick. And what does it do? Here we are. First and foremost, you'll see that, oh, look at this. We have, you know, grinder's wheels and test dummies, and we've got a game of cards, all sorts of things children can play. There's a bath feature. You can put it down. You can pick it back up. There we are. Most things are interactive. There's a sewing room. And if you go to the table, you can make any number of pieces of clothing using mostly linen wraps you find in all the children's clothes are there. More of the unusual things that are hard to find, you can make them there. So, but more importantly, there's a shelf. It's another workbench. Touch on it, and this is how you build the other beds. So, bed number 1, or actually number 3, is here instead of the grinding wheel. You don't have to build them in any order. This is the other thing. Here's the one by the fireplace. Maybe a little girl in mine. It's got a dolly. But I've tried to keep the rooms sort of good for boy or girl because, of course, they won't sleep in the beds you put them in. You know that much, don't you? So, like a lot of children. So here we are with this is bed number 5 going in instead of the sewing room. And when you put in that bed, bed number 6 will appear. So at the moment, there isn't an undo. Look at it first and go back. You know, save before you do it, go back. You know, it's better that way. So there you are. That is the children's room. Let's go downstairs again and look at the workbench. There are a lot of enhancements and trophy displays you can build. Most important will be the Nightingale display for any king or queen of thieves. If we look back, along with places to put the Eye of the Falmer and a number of other trophies, look for the brass discs. There's also a place for the Nightingale bow, Mercer's sword, and the Nightingale blade, and of course the Amulet of Articulation. We'll quickly, I'll I'll build the Dragon Priest mask display and the 9-hole shield display, but let's first go and look at the Daedric artifact display, which is housed in that creepy little room in the back. Now you can just keep it as that, full of Daedric trophies, some of the creepier ones like, Skull of Corruption and Mace of Molag Bal, things you have to kill people for. But also I put the Companions trophies because it's also where you will find the werewolf displays. Okay, but first let's build the vampire display. Again, hide your shame, hide your darkness in this little room. You have your own tiny little spot where you have your coffin, and you can sleep tight. Alternatively, you can build the werewolf display. I'm rather fond of this one. Particularly, of course, there's a place for the Ring of Hersine, but more so there's the shrine, and there's a special blessing that allows you to be friends to all the animals. They won't run away. You can go and pet the bunnies. All right, going back up here, let's also look at the counting room. On the bench you make the key, and you come downstairs, and oh, it's the gold. It's lots of gold. Anything you might want. You've got a cabinet dedicated to amulets and necklaces if you want to display all the specialty ones and also the religious ones. But mostly it's for the joy and show of God. All right, so now the place is starting to look a little bit more lived in, a little bit more like you're a Thane, you're the Dragonborn. Place your claws in a usual way, and they slot into every hole. And then the 9 hold shields, they have a design for each one. They can take any shield, but you can put the significant weapon as well that you might have earned. And you can do that behind the shield, which is sort of unusual. And then, of course, in the end, there we are. And then you put the shield in. And so the look is complete. Okay. Now, the thing we haven't built yet is perhaps the neatest thing of all, or my favorite thing. It's the studio on the back porch. So now let's build that and go outside and take a look. The extended back porch was something that my friend Joe Cash really wanted. It was the first thing. And it's commodious. There are planters. And if you take the thief as a hoarder option, you'll get even more planters. There are lamps you can light in some cases. There's a small selection of crafting. But if you enter this cool little shack building, you will find it's set up like an artist studio, which is close to my heart because, well, I'm a painter in real life. And yeah, so I did this for me as much as anything. You can light your lamps, but okay, front and center is the easel. Now, with linen wraps in hand and paper rolls, you can make any number of paintings. Several of these, like this lovely painting of Alduin, are from Joe Cash's collection. And so, but there are several that are. This is another one of hers. This lovely painting of Riften. Maneuver the image, the object around to see the picture. It doesn't always come up, but just use your mouse. This one is one of mine, my favorite one. Let's see, I like that brilliant. And I also included actual images of my own paintings just for fun. just for the hell of it. And so some are mine. Usually oil on canvas or graphite on paper. As I say, yeah, you have extra storage, extra linen, paper. Now, your paintings will appear behind you on the racks. And clicking on them will allow you to place them in a number of spots in the house. So let's take this lovely Alduin. Let's put it over the fireplace. Brynjolf is the enforcer. He's going in the library. And, of course, this really great Riften has to go in the entrance. And tomatoes, yes, they're going in the kitchen. Sounds good. So, you can also use those triggers to call the paintings back or completely scrap them if you've decided to change your art, which you can do. You can rearrange it in the house. So let's go inside again and take a look at what a difference having the paintings makes to the look of the whole place. Here we are. Yes, looking nicely lived in. Oh, look, doesn't that look great? Ah, there's your enemy. Ah, you're gonna get him. Hanging over the fireplace. Wahaha. And this, well, you know, love or hate, right? Right there. Yep, you got it. So, as I say, there's a number of landscapes and drawings, but ultimately they do make such a lovely enhancement to the house. Now, back outside. All right, so another feature is the fact that you know, they always have these little skiffs, and I hate useless clutter that does nothing. Everything's got to do something. So if you got a boat, well, you got to travel by boat, right? So there are a number of places around the lake. Golden Glow is your first stop. You get off, walk around, and then of course you can get right back on your boat if, let's say, there's some enemies. And it works just like fast travel, or, you know, it's a teleportation spell. So Treva's Watch, and you know, you don't have to go looking for it now. You can just jump on your boat. And you can go as far as Iverstead. Helpful if you're early in the game or you haven't done the Dragonborn quest yet. You know, Iverstead is very hard to get to sometimes around the mountain. And then you're home again. Yeah, the travel does, you can bring, of course, your follower, and it takes account of travel. So, another fine feature of the studio, it doesn't just have one, is this thing here called the Forger's Table. And it is there to allow you to have some fun with a small quest of finding art, stealing art, and forging art, all in the name of coin. So your first job will be to go and steal a painting. Now, one of the obvious people will be Maven. She's got to have something good, right? So let's just break into her house and see what she's got on the wall. Holy monstrosity, what's that? Okay, no accounting for taste here. All right, she's got, wonder if that was her as a child. So, you've stolen it. It initiates the quest. Time to go to talk to Delwyn. Here we go, back into the Thieves Guild. Oh, but wait, on the way we could have a word with Rune.
Hey, my sister in crime. What do you need? What is that, I wonder? Something confiscated, am I right? Masterful. That's a work of art right there. I don't know much. I talked to Brynjolf about it. I'm glad to help, my friend.
Always a good friend. But of course, let's talk to our favorite Ginger. See what he's got to say about things. New trophy.
Good to see you, lass. How are things? Things are looking up around here, lass. Let me see that. That's fine work, my friend. You should talk with Delvin. He's the one to know.
Passing the buck, eh? Alright. We're off to see Delvin at last. Delvin, what have you got to say?
Pull up a seat. Have a drink. Well, I never thought I'd see something like this. Such beautiful work. Not the top of my list. How about you try to kneel ya? Oh, wait just one moment. I hear you're a natural with paint. So, before you part with this little beauty, you should make yourself another that looks just like it. If you're looking for some extra coin. You got it. Sure, no problem.
And there we are. We have our walking papers, eh? And so, we're back to the studio to do as the man suggests and make a little extra coin by faking it. So, if you have the original on you, it will appear. And you also need a linen wrap. And thus you can create your forged copy. You can only do one. We didn't want to flood the market. But let's stand back and admire your work. Wow, it's exactly perfectly great. Excellent. So, now you pick it up. It advances the quest. And you can go and talk to Delvin about it. And that'll clear it from your, quest roster. I also wanted to say, again, sometimes it takes paper to do a painting, and I'm going to talk about this. You can forge things like the shipping map, and you can use it as a trophy in your case. So this is also an important little thing. And another thing I'm going to say is there are a couple of drawings here that are mine. Two of them are of a model named Kit, who I drew for, 20 years. Starting when I was in college and then long after. She's a lovely woman. I knew her partner too. And she died very unexpectedly. And so I've put both of these little portraits in here just to remember her, because models and artists are partners in this life. And, rest in peace. So let's go back to Delvin. Delvin, I've done it.
So, how's about that little side business? So now the pupil is the master, eh? Good show. This kind of work suits you, and it's going to end up making you rich. Just keep your eyes open around Windhelm or Solitude. I think you'll find what you're looking for.
And there we are. The quest is complete. But it hasn't ended, because there are quite the handful of paintings, 12 of them, scattered all through Skyrim, and you just have to go and find them. Most towns will have them. Alright, and we are back once again at Honeyside. Thank you so very much for watching any or all of this very long walkthrough. It's been a journey and a joy to make this mod. I love Riften. It's my favorite town, and in the end, it's a home for, I suppose, the sweet end of the whole quest of the Thieves Guild. Safe harbor, perhaps. So I hope you will enjoy playing it, and yes, happy stealing.